to this mocks test. I am just going to click onto this one on the screen now. Right, guys, I have set up 15 mocks question for you guys just to ensure, just to revise what you are expected to do tomorrow. Although your questions are going to be randomized in your test and they're going to be different from one person to another because we have got a bank of questions and we wanted to make sure that there is no copy and paste on that, and you can't, the see anyone else doing the same questions. So for MCQs mocks questions, there are three things you would need right before you start your test. First of all, your full name and your BCU email ID. If you don't have a BCU email ID, you won't be able to do the test, and then your student ID. Without these three things, you will not be able to enter into the test. When you come for the test tomorrow during your seminar sessions, you will be sitting along the room, and I will be checking upon that the link is working perfectly fine, and I will give you some instructions. And once instruction has been given to you guys, then I will unlock the online link for your MCQs mocks. The test will be for a 120 minutes, which is 2 hours, and then there will be only 40 questions you will be required to answer. Once the test has started, you will not be able to stop it, and there is no receipt for this test. Is everybody okay with this? Yep. Brilliant. So let's move on to the next one now. If you click onto that one now, this is the first question. The question number one is, which formula correctly adds the value in cells B1 to B10 in Excel? So just imagine you have a worksheet and there are cells from B1 to B10 and you want to add the values to those ones. So which formula is the correct one? Can anyone just tell me, please? You can put that in the chat window, or the best is that you unmute yourself and you give an answer.
B.
B is the right answer. So let's have a look onto this one now. And when I click onto this one, here we go. B is the correct answer. Well, just be careful that you will be giving up the questions on having, for instance, add. And if you see in the classroom, I have mentioned about the colons and semicolons. So I'm proud of you that you have picked up the right answer, which is B, which is some bracket starts B1 colon and B10. Fantastic. Now we move on to the next question. So in Excel, every formula must begin with which character? Can anyone just answer this question, please? Just unmute yourself and say the option.
The equal sign.
The equal sign. Fantastic. Yes, brilliant. So let's move on to the third question, which is, which formula will correctly calculate the average of values in cell C1 to C20? Just imagine you have a data which starts from C1 and go up to C20, and then you want to find the average. So which formula is the best one to be used to find the average? Can anyone just say anything about this?
The main.
Sorry?
A.
A. Okay. Anybody else? Anyone else? Okay, the correct answer here is actually B, because we have used the formula average in the classroom. Whenever you want to find the average, sum, minimum, minus, multiplication, division, we simply have to use equal sign and then you have to write the word. In this case, when we talk about average, we just simply write equal, average, and then C1 to C20. So average is the correct formula in this instance, okay? Let's move on to question number 4. Right, so which function counts only numeric values in a selected range? Guys, this is very technical. You just need to recall what you have learned during the classroom and then think which count is going to be the best when you have to only numeric values in a selected range. Anyone, please?
A.
Right, anyone else? I think Platka is giving the answers, so there are other students as well. For instance, Zoya, Dilpreet, Lena, Freddie. Can you give an answer for this one? Do you think what is the right answer for this? Okay, so here we go. All right, so somebody said B and C. Okay. No, the correct answer for question number 4 in this one is actually A. A is the correct answer. Remember, guys, we have done this in the classroom as well as during the seminars that the count formula, simple count formula, actually helps counting only the numeric values in a selected range. For instance, if you have a column which has got a multiple values, for instance, numerics and alphabets as well together, when you apply count on that column, it will only count the numeric values and forget and will void the alphabet values in there. Okay, you can practice that using your Excel. Right, so let's move on to the question number 5, which is which Excel function allows you to return one value if a condition is true and another if it is false? Which function? Lena says it's C. Lena, are you sure it's C?
B.
Okay, yes, B is the correct answer because if is a function which help us in identifying the true and the false. Okay, C is not the correct answer, and we haven't even used the or in our classes or even in the seminars. We only have worked on and if is having 3 parameters, in which the first parameter is the condition, the second parameter is if the condition meets, then the execution happens in the second parameter, and if the both conditions are not met, then the third parameter works. So if is the right answer in this case. Right, next one. Question number 6. What will be the result of the formula equals min? And there are 4 values inserted inside, which is 8, 3, 12, 25. So what will be the answer? Anyone? Freddie says it's C. Anybody else?
C.
C is the correct answer. Fantastic, because the minimum actually going to find the minimum value out of the data set. Okay, next, which function is commonly used to join 2 or more text strings together? This is very important because there might be some questions related to this in your final MCQs tomorrow. Which function is commonly used, which is, Lena says this is B. Anybody else has got to say anything? Anyone? You think it's combine, link, merge? No? Okay. Well done, Lena. Concatenate is the right answer, which is B. Option B is the right answer for this question 7. And now we move on to question 8. If you need to find a value in the first column of a table and return a corresponding value from another column, which function would you use? Fantastic. Let's see who gives the right answer. Freddie says it's C. Anybody else?
C.
Sorry?
C.
C is the right answer. Fantastic. VLOOKUP, which is the virtual vertical lookup. So this is used when we have to reference different values to different columns. Amazing. Right, this function, the now function in Excel returns. So if you use equal now and you just write the brackets there, what do you get when you press enter? Option A, B, C, or D. What do you think? What should you get? And even you can try on your Excel while you are in the session with me. You can try that. You can just simply open up an Excel file, go into any of the cell, just write equal, now, bracket start, bracket close. What's the answer, guys? You want to try that on your Excel? Okay, Platka, have you tried that? What's the answer? Platka, what's the answer?
You
Jasmine,
said
sorry?
you said the equal to now,
Yeah,
right?
write equal, just like that. Let me put that in the chat window for you. Write equal now, and then bracket start, bracket close. That's it. If you just copy and paste the same one in your Excel, you should get a response.
I got a date or something
Okay,
like a
brilliant.
date.
Yes, you get the date, and here we go. So you should get both current date and time, whatever is in your system. So C is the right answer. Fantastic. Amazing. Right. So we move on to, yes, Jasmine, thank you very much. C is the correct answer. Very nice. Now we move on to question number 10. Which chart type is most appropriate for displaying continuous data distribution? Right. This is something. In such scenarios where you get little confused because you might have worked on pie chart, line chart, and maybe the bar graphs. So you need to identify which one are not suitable. Once you identify the not suitable, you will have the option which is suitable. And then from those two, you can actually think and then recall which could be the best one. So for instance, which chart type is most appropriate for displaying continuous data distribution? Pie chart is not going to be the best one for this situation because the pie chart is going to give us the percentage of that. Okay, and then line chart is also not really good for this one. So we got two options. One is a histogram and the other one is radar chart. So you need to decide which one you think is best for continuous data distribution. Can anyone just say something about this? C. C is not the right answer. No, line chart and the pie chart is not for continuous distribution. That is, you need to remember.
Is it B?
Let's try this. Fantastic. This is B, histogram. Amazing. Amazing. So histogram is used to display continuous data distribution. Okay. Let's move on to question number 11. What is generally the first step when creating a chart in Excel? So when I ask you in the classroom, right guys, you have this data set. Can you please draw the chart? What will be your first step? Option A, B, C, or D? Tell me.
B. No, no, no.
Okay, yeah, just say what you think is. It's fine.
B.
Okay, B, fantastic. B is the correct answer because if you do not select the data, you will not be able to draw the graph. Amazing. That's good. Right, let's move on to question number 12. What is the main purpose of a pivot table? Let's see who's gonna give me the right answer for this. Let's see. Right, anyone? What do you think was the right answer?
B.
What is the purpose? Right, to summarize and analyze large data sets. Okay. Right, so anybody else? Jasmine is typing, so let's see what she says. So Lena says this is B. And let's see what happened with Jasmine. Jasmine is typing a letter probably. Oh, she stopped typing now. Okay, Jasmine saying B as well. Fantastic, guys. This is to summarize and analyze large data sets. So that is the correct answer. Amazing. Now we got I think two more questions now. If the correlation coefficient R is close to -1, I remember my last lecture last week was in detail about going from -1 to +1, and we got a 0 in the middle. And I was telling you about different types of relationships. So now recall that session and just tell me, what do you think is if the correlation coefficient R is close to -1? This suggests what? C. Okay, fantastic. Let's see what other says. Okay, C is the right answer. Let's check. Fantastic. Strong negative relationship. That is amazing. Okay. Right. Question number 14. What will the formula if, which is equal if B1 is less than 50, which means if somebody is less than 50 is failed, otherwise pass. Return if B1 contains 72. Guys, this is a very technical one. And we have done if statement quite a few times during the seminars. You tell me what's the right answer. Okay. Lena thinks the answer is D. It's an error. Okay. If B1 is less than 52. Anyone else? Lena, I would say just rethink. Remember, B1 has got 72 in that cell. So 72. C. Okay. Platka says C. Freddy says C. Let's see now. Press. Fantastic, guys. Those who have given an answer as C option, that is the correct answer. Amazing. Well done. And then thank you very much, guys. This is just I wanted to run through with you guys just to make sure that you know the feel of the questions, how the tomorrow's MCQs will look like. Obviously, there are some of the questions are very basic ones in here, and during the lecture for tomorrow, I'm going to run another 10 to 15 questions in the classroom in front of everyone, just to reassure that what sort of other questions might turn up for your exam. But just to reiterate that, what you need to do is you watch the video for week 4. I have uploaded last week. I think I uploaded week 4 video, which is from week 1 to week 4. All the formulas we have used, I have revised. Alongside, you need to revise VLOOKUP formula, and you need to see different types of graphs and why we use those graphs. We have had conversations about these things in the classroom, but these sort of questions will come up during your exams for tomorrow's seminar sessions. Okay. Do you have any question for me now? Okay. No? I'm just going to stop the recording. Here we go.